Hey, what's up, you guys? How's your day going? Your boy Big B's back with another one. And here's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. We're going to talk about some struggles young adults with any type of mental illness face. So the first one we're going to dive into is getting a job. We just have a really hard time getting hired onto a job. We apply for a job when the employer reaches out for an interview. Then when we go to the interview and are asked questions, we space out. We don't know how to answer the question, even if we're taught. And the way I was taught is to say what the employer wants you to hear. So during an interview, I'd think about that. And when I was asked a question, I'd just space out and I wouldn't know how to answer it. Sometimes I'd just be like, I'm trying to think. I just couldn't think of a way to answer. Then they'd move on to the next question. Or maybe I'd answer a certain way they didn't like. And they'd end the interview and not hire me. A lot of people with mental illnesses face this struggle and have a really hard time getting a job because of that. And because of that, they have a really hard time making money. And it causes us to be really angry and depressed. I don't think anyone who's neurotypical knows how hard it is to deal with not being treated fairly. And one time when I was trying to get a job and no one was wanting to hire me, I got really fed up about it. And I made a post on Snapchat saying something like, you know what needs to happen? Society needs to change so people like me can have as fair of a life as someone who has it good. And I talked about how I have struggles getting a job, getting a girlfriend. I talked about those things and just how I struggle not having what everyone else can have. And said that society needs to change. And some ignorant person, he replied to my story and said, "What? That's not how it works." And I gave him a huge explanation on why I said that. And he said, change starts with yourself. And you see, this is part of why we have a huge problem in this world. This is part of why there's a mental health crisis in this world. This is part of the problem why people commit suicide. Most people who commit suicide have some type of mental illness. And they do it because they aren't treated fairly. Like I said, they have struggles getting a job. No one wants to hire them. The opposite gender of them thinks they're stupid, weird, or whatever, and doesn't want them. They hurt their heart and step on them. And that's why they get really depressed and eventually commit suicide. So that was really ignorant of him to not listen to me. So one of the biggest problems in today's society is everyone would rather blame than work to solve problems. I'll speak my mind about how my brain doesn't work very well and I can't help it. And everyone blames me instead of listens to me and tries to solve problems people like me and I are facing. And this needs to change, you know? There's something else I think I was gonna say. But yeah, if all you guys who have it good and you're watching this, if someone's talking about similar things I'm talking about right now, please just listen to them and try and do your best to help them feel better and get what they want and deserve. And let's see what else. Then one other thing I'd talk about is what it's like when you actually do have a job. So, one time at my job right now, one of my coworkers told me, "You're doing better in life than you think you are. Most people who have problems like you do don't even have a job." And I think she's right. I know this one lady who has mental issues. She's in pain all the time. And she has trouble keeping a job. And I think I know why she has such a hard time keeping a job. She's been through a lot in her life. She's been through so much in her life, and it's beat her down to her knees. She doesn't even have the energy and mental capacity to do normal things every day. She just doesn't know what to do. And then at the job, she'll struggle learning how to do the work, and her coworkers and bosses will treat her like crap about it. Same when she makes some type of mistake. She'll get treated like crap about it, and it just makes her overwhelmed, and she can't take it anymore, then quits the job. I think that's why most people who have mental issues don't have a job. And oftentimes people who have it good judge them and treat them badly for being who they are. And this is why a lot of people commit suicide. What we really need in this world is a way to make all those people who have it good know how their victims feel. We need to find some type of way to do that. Because they treat them badly because they don't know what it feels like to live their life. They just see the struggle, and they don't know what the trouble feels like. So we need to make a way so that they can know what the trouble feels like. And I guarantee if that happened, they'd be like, "Oh, I get it now." And they'd start being more kind and compassionate. So yeah, that's my take on why most people with mental issues have trouble having a job. I know at a couple places I worked at, I've been treated like crap by a lot of people there. I worked at this tree service company, and a lot of those guys treat me like crap there. There's this one guy who'd always pick on me and say hurtful stuff to me. And he'd do that all the time. And I actually still get angry about it to this day when I think about it. I still get angry to this day when I think about it. And if my brain acts up, there's this one guy who'd scream at me and stuff. And people who deal with that stuff enough in their life, they end up being really angry and depressed. Some of them even end up being suicidal. And, let's see, what else was I gonna say? I had it. I lost it, though. Let's see here. But yeah, I did make that one point, though. They don't know what it feels like to struggle, and all they see is the trouble, but let's see, what else was I gonna say? Dang it, what else was I gonna say? Oh, one other thing I want to say is, oftentimes people who have it good, when they encounter someone who has it bad, being angry at the world because of how they've done them, they'll often say something like, "It's not these people treating you badly that's the problem. It's your reaction to it that's the problem." And we need to get rid of that mentality. You know what you sound like when you say that? You sound like a narcissist. And they're having the reaction they're supposed to have. And here's the thing. When people deal with bullying and abuse enough in their life, they're gonna end up naturally having a negative reaction to it, and they can't control it. They just dealt with it so much and they can't take it anymore. So they end up having that reaction. So how about instead of making them the problem, you try making the world a better place for them. Start being more kind and compassionate. And I definitely went way over the time I usually do in these videos I make, but I think that'll wrap it up. I'm gonna talk some more about this stuff tomorrow. And I hope this helped you if you're going through it. And if you're one of those people who are interested in my videos but never really been through what people like me and I have been through, I hope this opened your eyes. And yeah. One other thing I thought I'd put out there is, I know I haven't made a video all week. Actually, I'll just talk about that in tomorrow's video. I'll talk about why I haven't made a video all week. And if you have any questions, please hit me up and ask me. I'll make a video trying to do my best to answer your question. And have a good one. Peace.